Hello, this is Pastor Rick. I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum in preparation for this Sunday, October the 13th. This is the second in our sermon series where we're going to be talking about how to walk the right path, how keeping Christ first in our lives puts us on the right path, living in Christ. Now we're taking a look at Colossians 3:12-17. You might want to read that in preparation just for the service, but also for this Sunday Forum. And here we have a culture which is been taken over by Greek culture and Roman culture, and Christians, they're grappling with what does it mean to live in Christ? How is that different than living just like our neighbors who have been influenced by Greek and Roman culture? And you can feel the tension in the texts in Colossians. So much so that here Paul says, you know, you've been caught up in the powers and the principalities. They're influencing you. In other words, culture has a spiritual rootedness, both positive and also negative. And so he gives some very concrete examples of what it's like to live in Christ, being this new humanity. And he gives examples of the family, for example, and uses three metaphors. So we want to talk about these three metaphors in the Sunday Forum. The first one is we're to follow a new path. I think this is important, and I'll share this on Sunday. When I was up in the North Woods, people would say, okay, between the lakes, stay on the portage, stay on the path. Because if you go into the woods, if you venture out too much, it's dangerous in the woods. Especially for those of us who are used to city living or suburban living, they wanted to make sure to follow the path. And so that has the characteristic of this text. The world is dangerous. There's things that can envelop our lives. Stay on the path. Stay in Christ. The second metaphor is kind of fascinating. Here he talks about putting on Christ like clothes. So he talks about gentleness and patience and kindness. And it's like, well, if someone were to give you a check and say, here, you go shopping, it's going to be a complete makeover. You get to buy all new clothes, a whole new wardrobe. How does that make you feel? It's never happened to me. But boy, would that be nice. And that's the idea, is that in Christ now, we're putting all these new clothes, so to speak, and that really influences how we feel, how we live, and our attitudes. And the third metaphor is, well, in Christ, if we put Christ first, we get a new life coach, teaching us what it's like to be in the family, what it's like to be in business, what it's like to be in society. And that's what Colossians 3 is all about. Being in Christ changes everything we're doing in life. And that's how we walk the path, how we put on Christ, how we follow Christ as our life coach. Those are the three metaphors we'll discuss at the Sunday Forum this Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.